Hey, in case you missed the meetings, I wanted to make sure that you were still filled in on all the key points, so I'm trying to do a quick summary. We are working toward gathering materials and planning our story for the COVID coverage that we're going to do. A reminder, it doesn't have to be a news story. It can be creative, it can be acted out, it can be a perspective angle. So we are addressing these objectives, and the first assignment is to read this text and fill out this Google document. So that's in Google Class, already posted. It's a Pear Deck. So answer the questions in Pear Deck. The point of the Pear Deck is to just get you thinking on different ways you could cover this topic and what to include in your script. And then point 2 is the script storyboard. You can use whatever format for that. So answer the questions as you go, and some ideas on this investigative report may not be something you do on COVID, but if you're one of those people who you want to research, you could call the police department, you could call places like doctors' places and get some research, get some numbers from them on how many people have visited them since COVID has started versus before. Police reports, how many people they've been pulled over for speeding, traffic numbers. So investigative would be numbers. Event report would be any event happening in the community that you can actually go to, like the school lunch and breakfast distribution that they have going on, or the Chromebook distribution. If you're going to be there, you could cover it. So you could get shots and say, there were a lot of people here, they stood in line this far apart, stuff like that. If you're there, go ahead. Historical, well, I don't really know how we could do historical with this unless you want to compare it to previous types of outbreaks, so you could do that. Interviews, remember you could get interviews with anybody in the community because this is something everybody's going through. So from a kindergartner trying to work at home to nurses, administrators, principals, movie theater employees. You probably know some friends who had part-time jobs. Interview them about their jobs, anything. Dramatized is what I hope to see quite a few of. It's where you have to have acting, so you kind of have more storyboard, more of a plan, but it could also be fun. So to share some of mine, a guy had a dream that he's telling his friends, I had a dream spring break lasted a month, but you couldn't go anywhere, and you were bored. And his friends say, that would never happen, that's ridiculous. And then you show it happening, and he's like, yeah, you know I was right. Another one, you could have the people act out, there's a black market for some, like, basic supplies, like, oh, I've got wipes, what do you got? Let's make an exchange, you know. You could do something about paranoid people all bundled up in their homes, like waiting, when is the apocalyptic COVID attack happening? You could do something serious and just reenacting something from real life. You could do, just imagine what prom might be like this year, or what senior breakfast might be like. Maybe for graduation, we'll reconvene for homecoming and actually do the ceremony then. I don't know. Music video angle, take a song, remake it, and sing it. Or take splices of a song and put COVID pictures related to it. So music video style would be fun. PSA, you guys have seen a lot of PSAs, cleaning the hands, proper use of gloves. There's probably more. Instructional is kind of cool. You could take some unique angles with that, like how to care for others without getting close to them, or how to make your own toilet paper, or how to find a store with milk in it, or how to divvy out computer time amongst the family, anything like that. And then just think of any other angles you could take. So just how would you want to cover this COVID experience? I've thought of lists, the 5 goods and bads of working from home. Good things, I can get up when I want, or at least I can sleep in. I don't have to deal with traffic. My commute involves gathering my house shoes. I don't know. Bads, I've got a baby and a kid to manage. Items you must get when they're on the shelves. That could be a list. So we know that would include toilet paper, that would include meat, because those are usually cleared out from stores. So you basically just list those items you must get when they're in the stores and just kind of have some personality with it. Or you could compare how Mesquite ISD handles COVID compared to Rockwall ISD. If you have friends in another district, you could talk about comparisons. You could do which Google Classrooms are managed best, or something like that, how we enjoy this type of Google Classroom, this type of work works best. So it could be informative for teachers, because at least you're telling us for next time. Not that hopefully this happens again. Storyboards, that's activity 2. I'll just go straight over to that. So I don't think it's posted yet, but I am posting it. So basically, get your plan down. You can put your plan in either format, a COVID storyboard or a COVID 2-column script. So I have those here for you to use. They're viewable, so whichever one you choose, you'll have to make a copy and attach. But if you don't want to use this format, if you want to do yours in like Comic Life or something, or you want to draw it and take a picture of it, I'll take any format, whichever works for you. I just want to see what's your plan and what kind of shots are you going to get. You could be general shot description, or you could be specific shot description, as you will see in the Pear Deck, the advantages and costs of those. You'll want to know any music or sound effects you'll want with it so that you can plan ahead for that as well. Okay. That covers most of it. And then just how do you get your materials? So there are multiple ways to record. You can record a Google Meet session. We've had a few of those in class. Get whoever on you want to interview or act in it, and they can act from their house, and you can record, tell them how to line up the shot. So that might be fun. Just hit record on the camera. It will record them when they're talking. Or you could have them screen record it. You could screen record it with Screencastify or Screencast-O-Matic. Just tell it to take the computer camera and just line up your laptop or computer so that whatever you want is in the shot. You could use the phone camera. That's probably what most of you will do. Or a digital camera if you happen to have one of those laying around the house. So sorry you can't borrow the Vixias or DSLRs, but you hopefully have some other type of media to get this turned in. If not, contact me. We need to talk about alternative assignments for you. As far as editing, though, you don't need to edit it. You can edit it. If you're like, I want to put this together, I don't want to just gather this stuff, then go ahead and edit it. You can use iMovie, Windows Movie Maker. You guys should know by now that you have access to Adobe programs as long as you have a computer that can handle them. You can download Premiere and edit it there. You could use phone apps, whatever you want to use to edit it. You can use, and then you can turn that in place of another assignment down the line, or in place of this one later on, the editing of it. So you can edit, you're not required. Let's see. The how do you turn in a video file is a sample assignment. You'll have to record yourself saying, I can turn in a video file, and then figure out how to turn in that video file and tell me the steps you did to get there. There's a Google form for that. And finally, this is for next week, not something due this week, but start gathering whatever shots you want for your video. I have this kind of ledger of once you've gathered this much as far as easy or common pictures or good video clips and rare pictures, or turning in big pieces of A-roll, interviews, or acting, then once you have your credit, you have your credit. You may not be ready for your video, so you may still need to gather stuff, but just turn in 100 points worth of credit and you've got 100 points. How you do that is by putting it on the share drive, SB News Share COVID-19, name it by subject, date, and your name. And if you don't want others to use it, put only in all caps behind it. You could also email it to cturner1@mesquiteisd.org or upload to the Google Class assignment where I have all this stuff listed, or upload it to Google Drive and share with Ms. Turner. So this was a quick run through of all this week's material. I will reiterate this stuff on the specific assignments where it's required for you to know that. So hopefully you caught it. If you have questions, please post them or email me, and I'll be happy to respond and help. Thanks.